Ridiculous, honestly. So sorry about that. I'm really hoping those of you who were with me find their way back in, because it would be super spectacular if you did. I know Ministry of Chairs was in here. You know, all of my friends. Oh man. All right. Well, I guess while we wait for people to hop in, I guess we will kind of go through what has happened thus far. As you can see, we had an absolute stellar February and March, all thanks to our incredible recruitment coming out of the January transfer window. I mean, if we go to the transfer history, transfer in, I mean, those are not all, those aren't my people. So Spinazzola, I mean, he was a free agent, not stressed about him. Matthias Tell, 2 assists though. Ogbu, 10 appearances. I mean, he started like every game. Um, Tom Barth has not played, and I think he's actually injured. But I mean, he's a young German. He will play very well. Yves Bissouma, 11 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. So he's been pretty spectacular. Roberto Alvarado, 2 appearances, 2 goals. Can't beat that sort of goal return. Friedel has an assist. Harvey Barnes has 2 assists in 1 appearance. But the big guy, Yuri Alberto, signed him straight from Brazil for $15 million, and he has been worth every single penny. 10 appearances, 10 goals, 1 assist, only 3 player of the matches, which is frustrating. But I mean, he has been spectacular. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of fixture schedule, we were doing so well, and we made it all the way to the quarterfinal. We had a gilt-edged opportunity just handed to us playing Wrexham. Even though it was away, we were playing Wrexham. I'm not showing you any of this. Jiminy Christmas. All right. Why didn't somebody tell me? I expect more from you all. Um, anyway, so we had this beautiful opportunity here to move on into the semi-final of the FA Cup, which would have been crazy considering where we started, where we picked Fulham up at the next to last place at the bottom of the Premier League on November 6th. And then stupid little Wrexham decided that they were going to have the game of their life. They went up 2-0. We changed everything and ended up scoring 2 goals in 3 minutes, and then we just could not put another one across, and they ended up scoring the 84th minute, and it was a travesty. It was a damn travesty. I won't lie to you. But that leaves us out of everything but the Premier League, and we've got 7 games to go. Away to Liverpool, away to Brentford, home to Aston Villa, away to Arsenal, home to Bournemouth, away to Wolves, home to Newcastle. 7 games to go, and we are currently sitting in 10th place. 10th place, and we right now are only 6 points behind 8th. 7 points behind 7th. So, I mean, there is an outside shot. If we continue to do well, there is an outside shot that we could blindly find ourselves in Europe. And honestly, it's all come down to Yuri Alberto and the rest of the January transfer signings. I mean, there's literally no other explanation for it. Our transfer business in January was stellar. Stellar. All right, we are going to have this be our lineup. I'm pretty sure. Actually, maybe not. Make sure we have everyone we're supposed to have. Anthony Robinson, Kenny Tete, Kevin has come on of late. I mean, if you look at the statistics, like, remember when we couldn't score a goal? What's up, Mike? When we couldn't score a goal here, and now we've got a double-digit goal scorer. Iwobi's almost on double digits. I mean, we have spread the love pretty darn well, and I'm pretty excited about that. Ministry of Chairs. I'm very glad that you were able to find us again. Sorry that I had to dip out there right at the start of the stream. My stupid capture card decided that it was going to take a crap on me. And honestly, there's no guarantee that that's not going to happen again during the stream. So if the feed does come, or the video feed, my beautiful face, which, let's be honest, is the whole reason you all showed up here. If that cuts out and freezes, I'm not going to restart the stream again. We'll just play through. Y'all can see the gameplay. You can hear me. So we'll continue to chat. You just won't get to see my my reactions, my in-time reactions. And I know I just told them that I expect a win out of this. I don't. Especially with non-broken-legged Alexander Isak up top, non-pouty face Mohamed Salah out on the wing. Got Verts. They signed Nico Williams. Okay, cool. Curtis Jones finally getting a start. I know he has been jonesing for one. See what I did there? He's been jonesing for one to cement his place in the starting 11 for his hometown club, but then also give himself an opportunity to represent England in the World Cup come this summer. If I remember this game correctly, one, they didn't have Nico Williams in the first half of the season. But two, it was a pretty tight game through halftime, and then they scored like 5 goals. Are you kidding? See, as if they're not good enough to beat us already, like to beat us just based on skill, they're going to do that crap. I mean, I have no idea why Bernd Leno is not going down to get that. Yeah, they are pretty crazy, but like, I wish maybe some of that showed up in real life. But I guess in this game and in your test saves, they probably didn't lose every defensive player except for Van Dijk. What a hit! Harry Wilson with the massive strike there on the free kick. Gonna get some goal line technology. Oh, that is close. That is close. But yeah, Ministry, poor goalkeeping from Bernd Leno, who is just coming off of Mike. I know you had to get your day going last weekend before the Wrexham game. But if you watch the end of the stream in the highlights, yeah, didn't go so well. We ended up losing 3-2, and right at the end, I apologize to you, Mike. We were talking this big game. I was talking this big game, and it was I couldn't do it, you know. The Hollywood money decided that they were going to pay the referees or I don't know, something. That's crazy. A 7.85 up until age 35 is wild. Oh, they've made a first half substitution. Isak is off. I do think we can salvage a draw. I mean, the one goal that they've scored was off of Kenny Tete's leg, and it was going wide, and frickin' Bernd Leno just kind of stood there and watched it go by. All right, so cool. Feed's gone. That's what you were talking. I was thinking Cam as in central attacking mid, and that's what made me look at the at their lineup and see that they had brought Ekatike on. We could call Ministry. I honestly have absolutely no clue what the issue is. It's incredibly frustrating, and it happened like when I first started recording with like FM24. Oh, big save from Burnley. He can make that save. That's nonsense. It was happening when I first started recording videos right at the tail end of FM24 when I was doing my Sunderland Till I Die save. That's why some of those videos are really weird, where it's like all of a sudden full screen, not picture in picture, video feed. And then I got a different capture card, and that fixed it, and it was spectacular, and it was great, and it worked. And then I needed my camera because I have a Sony that I stream off of and I record film off of. And I needed the camera for something. I don't remember what it was. But I unplugged it and took it out of the setup and all of that stuff. And then when I went to go plug it back in, all of a sudden it like didn't work, and it kept freezing and doing all its stupid stuff. Yuri Alberto is having a shocking game. Holy Christmas. Kevin's not doing particularly well. Harry Wilson had that cannon shot off the crossbar, but that's absolutely it. Holy crap. Our whole freaking team sucks in this game. To be clear. So I guess you'll just have to listen to my sultry voice for the next little bit here. Yeah, and it's frustrating, Mike. You say it like, yeah, it's the lower league teams that always get you in the cups. Absolutely. Which is frustrating because I recognize that we're Fulham and, you know, we're not like cream of the crop Premier League. But Wrexham, the Wrexham team that we played is nothing spectacular. Like, I know that they're a championship team, but they're nothing spectacular. Like, it's not like they are in the championship and they've signed all of these spectacular players and blah 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 blah. Like Premier League rejects. They're just, you know, like a normal Champions League, or not, yeah, a normal championship team. And you know, just dumb stuff. Dumb stuff. Yeah, well, also the fact that their uh average current rating is probably like 25 points higher than mine. Florian Wirtz, just what a turn, and he misses. Oh man, we definitely got. We are very lucky that the only goal we've given up is that stupid Kenny Tete cross, missed cross. Anthony Robinson takes it up the field. Alvarado, and we don't get the highlight. All right. Well, I mean, all things considered, a 1-0 loss to Liverpool at away at Anfield, on, even though it's frustrating because it was on a stupid own goal. You know, yeah, we were the underdogs. We were the underdogs. Where am I from? Ministry. And they have a 10. Jeez, they've got a 10-point lead with a game not in hand. 10-point lead over second place right now. So yeah, we were supposed to lose that. Oh, really, Mike? They sell a year in? I mean, I think I haven't like been following them closely. I know that they have the show Welcome to Wrexham, and they're coming up with another season or something. I don't know. But I mean, every once in a while I'll go and poke my nose into the championship table and see the news come up on like sportsillustrated.com or ESPN or whatever. But I mean, aren't didn't they just like crack into the playoff spots for the championship? I won't say that they're going to get promoted because if they do, I don't think that team is anywhere close to being ready for that. I don't think Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds' pocketbooks are ready for that. Yes, absolutely. It's a late one for you there, Ministry. I'm in America. I'm on the East Coast here, so you're what, like 6 hours ahead of me? Damn. Do I want to rest Alex Iwobi? Maybe for one game? Oh, Isak got hurt. That's why he got subbed off at halftime. Burton Leonard with the 7-6, but couldn't keep the one freaking goal out of the stupid net. But it's just, I mean, it's one of those games where like they have to the game has to put you back in your place because like we've been flying. Yuri Alberto has been spectacular. I mean, I showed you the statistics. We've been great, and I mean, all things considered, we probably stood a chance of playing a like we did a very decent game against Liverpool, but there's no way that we were going to win that game. All right, well, Ministry. I mean, definitely, I want you to get some sleep. I know it's a Saturday, but I'm sure you've got stuff that you gotta do tomorrow. So I mean, if you drop out, it's been nice to have you. Usually, it's just me and Mike hanging out. Him being in Greece, he's a little bit ahead of you, so he's just waking up. Why do we want to sign this guy? Oh, because he's very good at set pieces, as opposed to just good. Ollie, sorry, sorry, dude. Uh, sure. You could take your 475,000 and go hide in a hole somewhere. Philip Sander is back. We do have to keep in mind he is here on loan, and his parent club, Mönchengladbach, are none too happy that he hasn't played a single game for us since we purchased him in January. We did get the youth players that'll be released. I have had Daniel Armour before in a couple of different saves, and I mean, at 6'4", 18 years old, decent technicals. I mean, he'll get a little bit faster, but with a jumping reach of 14, we could work on his strength. That might be something to look at. Dang. Is the pizza in Greece of the same quality as the pizza in Italy? I know that that may be sacrilegious to say, I don't know. But I remember going in high school. I went on one of those like see the world trips or whatever with your school. Um, and we were on a bus from Milan to Venice or vice versa. Oh, we flew into Milan, so it must have been going into Venice. And we like stopped at some roadside stand or something, some like gas station or so. I don't know what it was. It was like a mom and pop shop place. And we got out and we're kind of walking around, and I got a pizza, and it was literally the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. It was phenomenal. I've never been to Greece though, so I can't, fortunately, can't compare the pizza status. Or I guess you could it could have been like a heat up pizza, like a frozen pizza or something. Nice ministry. So, what part of you said you're from England or from the UK? What part of the UK are you from? That's hilarious. For those of you who can't see or aren't looking at the chat, Mike has just described the difference between Italian pizza and Greek pizza. He says Italian is lighter, thinner crust, good olive oil. You can barely feel the calories. Greek pizza is like after eating hot dogs in an eating contest. You're stuffed for 2 days. That's that's hilarious. Ministry. All right, Nottingham. What appeals to you about getting married in Greece? Obviously the fact that it's beautiful and gorgeous and all of that stuff. But do you have a particular connection to Greece? Well, yeah, I wasn't necessarily saying that you should be getting married in England, um, but you know, million other places to get married, especially in Europe, and the flexibility to kind of like not actually pop down the street and be in some gorgeous, beautiful locale of a different country, but it certainly is easier than America to go and do some awesome stuff in different countries. Yeah, well, I have heard that. I mean, they are still recovering from um, the financial turmoil. That was always like a joke here in America as I was growing up, talking about not necessarily making fun of the economic turmoil, but just like worse. This is as bad as the economic scene in Greece. Ooh, I know absolutely nothing about Greece, so I wouldn't be able to participate in this conversation beyond just cool. Well, it's exciting that these three these three youth players that came in through this last youth intake. I mean, I'm looking at giving them contracts, and all of them, their relegation release clauses are sky high. So the things that they would accept are sky high, which is awesome. That means that they have the potential to be really great. Well, it looks like you picked a good place there, Ministry. It's got the mic seal of approval, and I know obviously that's important to you. So glad you could get that from him. I've completely forgotten that Godwill Kukonki has that we were after him, but he looks spectacular. I mean, 18 years old, England, 6'4", 15 jumping reach, 15 pace, 13 strength. I mean, his technicals are pretty decent. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take you. I have no idea who all of these scouting reports are for or why we decided that we wanted to scout them, but I guess let's take a look. Holy Christmas. Got a lot of them. Oh, these are the top 50 people. The next gen. See, that's what we're here. That's what this stream is all about. This stream is about connecting people and making sure people's decisions in life have been approved by the community. I'm really glad that we could do that. Anybody who wants to throw in some more life decisions that they need to make, we're here for you. Ministry, do you do your own staff scouting? Not typically, but I mean, we got I try to keep it as close to, I don't know what you would call it, close to realistic, I guess, as possible. So I mean, I don't like if we go to recruitment and like the player database, I'm only looking at scouted players only. So anytime that I would have the opportunity to see a player or have a player mentioned to me, like the next gen, then I feel like it's possible or plausible that I would have sent somebody to go and watch them, especially if they're like I'm being fed the information. So instead of just being like, I read some story somewhere, I watched a YouTube video and this person was really good, let me go and see them. So no, not usually. If I want some specific country scouted, then I'll go and put a scouting thing on there. But it's not oh, what the hell? In Dortmund, idiots. He's expensive. He's not. But he's 19, so he wouldn't become homegrown. Well, that's frustrating. Maybe we keep an eye on him. Who is this Endrick guy? I've never heard of him. I mean, he looks good. Real Madrid. Have you all ever heard of that team? I don't know. League One or the championship level, play them all, sell them. It's basically the Wonder Kid cycle, but in lower league. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I dislike playing. I mean, I like overall. I like the I like all the business aspects at every level. Like I like finding those hidden gems, those regens from from below you, or especially at the end of the season as like Premier League and championship clubs release players, you end up getting like, I don't know, like a 34-year-old Scott McTominay or something, and your newly promoted championship club or something, and he has a great season. Or I think we talked about this several weeks ago, getting Leroy Sané in Japan on a free because he was like 35 or 34, and then he goes and has like 48 goal contributions, or like that kind of thing is exciting. But I hate playing through the season in League One Championship because there's just so many freaking games, and it's just like such a slog. And I know that people talk about that all the time, where it's like, um, where it's like in real life, the League One and the Championship are some of the most difficult to get out of leagues to get out of, just because there's so freaking many games. Ooh, hello, Mirza Katovich, 6'3", mentals decent, physicals pretty damn decent, technicals pretty damn decent. Okay, yes, please. He's really not too encouraged by the idea though, so I'm not going to give you too much information. I mean, if he wants 25K, and we only have to spend what, 4.5 million on him. That, yeah, 4.5. I'll do that. Yes, please. The National League is pretty bad as well. And I mean, I talked about that in the non-league to Premier League, where it's just like everybody gets stuck there because it's just this ugly bottleneck, and you're just like, what are we really doing? Like honestly, though, it's so, unless you absolutely crush the competition, or you're like us and have made Wembley your home, it's it's really really a roll of the dice, because just like this Wrexham game here in the Fulham save, just stupid stuff happens at stupid times, and you're just like, well, what the hell? Oliver Sorg looks pretty darn good as an 18-year-old left back. His technicals are pretty solid across the board: 14 pace, 14 acceleration, 13 stamina. Again, he will become homegrown, and he's relatively cheap. Yeah, he's relatively cheap. I think we can take a swing at him. Maybe give him an after appearance, we'll say 10. You have 375 after 10, so 1.2. You guys, really? Come on. What are we doing here? 1.5. I mean, we are going to have to overpay for him. Maybe give them a small profit on the next sale. 15, 2.5. Good. Cool. Yeah, exactly. It's like, and then you, and just the idea then that you have to go through a whole nother summer, which, especially in the National League, it's kind of like, damn, this is gonna take forever, right? And then you've got 46 freaking games in front of you, and you're just like, well, shoot, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Hmm. I think we are good on the left side. Mokio, I wanna. We don't have the money for that quite yet. Miete. I mean, it's 6'4". Great finishing, first touch, heading, jumping reach, pace. 18 years old, and they want 12. How much money do we have? All right, we've got 21. I mean, I think we could probably take a swing. Extremely curious. Cool. Wants to be a breakthrough prospect. Decent wage. And we can get him down. Okay, cool. And they want 12 to 15. I know this is a big chunk, but if we go into the Never Never, I know you can't see me shushing you, but you can hear me. We don't talk about the Never Never. Who knows? We may never even see the end of the Never Never, depending on how long it takes to get through some of the seasons here. No, Ministry saying the corners. I mean, they've definitely fixed. Well, I won't say they've fixed the corner. I mean, I think because FM24 had been out for as long as it had, it was. I mean, people very quickly figure, or had enough time, I should say. They had enough time to figure out what the special corners were. Because I mean, I was like at the end of FM24 and just my personal save. I mean, I had center backs scoring like 28, 32 goals a season. Percentage of profit from next sale at 30%. You have got to be kidding me. I can give you 2.4 if he scores 30 goals. Actually, I'll only give you 2 if he scores 30 goals. I think you're silly for asking for 40 freaking percent. I think you're already skinning me at 30%. Wadi, I mean, we probably have 142 to 167, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I always have three routines rotating through. It's frustrating though, because I mean, when you add the like how often you do each one of them, I don't think, please, they think I should be praising Brent Leno's recent form. He had a 5-9 in the Wrexham game, and yes, he had a 7-6 in the Liverpool game, but he also let the only goal just like roll past him. No, thank you. So yeah, the two extra routines, I always have 3 of them going, and then I change the frequency of each of them. But I feel like that doesn't actually do anything because you can click all the boxes for all of them. So if you have 3 going and it's like the more often, less often, more often, middle of the road, and then less often, you can click all 9 options, which doesn't seem to do you very much good, you know? U21 fitness coach. Whatever this person wants to be. Wrong data analyst. No, 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 you frickin' biscuits. Or dude, if you want to be our U21 fitness coach, I don't care. Whatever. 1.4. Good for you. Hosed me out of some money. Well, I will say, having the maneuvering the players in FM26 and just like overloading the box. I mean, I can Set pieces. There we go. I mean, I only have 2 running here, but as you can see, like I've got 4 people in the box, one on the one marking the keeper, and this is all like near post stuff, outswingers for the near post. And I mean, they're all just like lined up on the front, attacking. 2 of them are attacking the near post, one is just lurking there. And I put one player coming short, which pulls an additional player out of the box. And then this one is the exact same thing, just on the back post. And I mean, I won't say that we're match breaking here, because we certainly aren't. But I mean, I think we do all right. I think we do all right. If we can get a few more like big boys, like big dudes, I think we'll do just fine. I will give you in 2 years. I'll give you fringe player, and then in I don't know, 5 years or whatever, you can be squad player. Cool. You like that? Great, awesome. Not giving you a yearly salary rise because that is psych. It's crazy talk. Relegation release down to 0, because again, I'm not here to get relegated. That's crazy. Get him for 22 and a half. 18-year-old. He will become homegrown at club. A-okay with that. He wants around 10 as a breakthrough. Sure. It is. It is. But you would think like there would be more work on like it's not like there's any shortage of just massive dudes out there on the street that could come in for a training session and just mimic that. I mean, even if your team doesn't have that in their bag, just like a 6'6" monster that could mimic Gabrielle, or any of the dudes out there. You would think that they would like bring somebody in, or just like I don't know. I feel like that preparing with as much money as Premier League teams have, or just teams in general, like top level teams have, you can't tell me that they can't afford to go and just get some giant monolith of a scrub from some tiny team somewhere and have that person come in and just, I mean, you just run into them, just feed the ball into them, and practice going up against that every single week. Maybe I'm sure I'm oversimplifying it, but that doesn't seem real to me, Sorry, I'm just seeing it. Ministry, yeah, going wrong, just letting the staff deal with it. And especially if your staff, like if well, one, if you're playing in the lower leagues and you don't have a set piece coach, somebody's messing something up. And then also, even if you do have a set piece coach, if that person is a hack, yeah, it's probably safe to say they're not doing you any favors. Oof. Wasn't Tom Barth just injured? The frickin' Chelsea U21s badly fracture his femur. Yikes. Yes, we all are here to support you, Tom. All of that for all of that for a 1-1 draw. Cool. My guy gets absolutely blown apart. His leg just severed at the hip for a 1-1 draw in a U21 match. Worth it. Worth it. I mean, honestly, it read the. I knew what you were saying, dude or side. I was thinking more like the dude that they're on in terms of like who they're supposed to be defending. You've got a bunch of 6'6" attackers in the box. It really doesn't matter who's defending them or who your goalkeeper is. It's gonna be real difficult to deal with that, especially if they can jump, especially if they've got the strength. I did read somewhere that the FM26 game seems to prioritize strength. So like if you have a tall player who's kind of like mid in heading and jumping reach, but they're very strong, like that comes across in the match engine significantly better than if somebody is weak but might have huge jumping reach. Like the consistency of their connection and the consistency of them being able to like dictate what happens in the box goes up significantly. So Ministry, maybe you see which players are in the box for you right now in your save and see what their strength ratings are. I have seen some crazy like jumping height and heading statistics on some very atypical players. Like I don't know if it was in this save or in the non-league to Premier League save, but it was suggested that I sign this one player. He was like 5'6", but he had 19 jumping reach and like 15 heading or something. He had like 2 strength, so and he was only like 5'6" or whatever it was. So we didn't even come close to signing him. But I just thought that was odd. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice having 18 on all of the OP statistics. Crystal Palace want Anthony Robinson. You idiots. You idiots. Harvey Barnes. Definitely feel like we can fit you in somewhere. Priore, you're out. Isn't that in the Wrexham game? I think after we went down 2-0 to start the second half, or like maybe 10 minutes into the second half, we switched to a 4-2-3-1. And Harvey Barnes, I think, played that attacking mid role. And we scored those 2 goals like in short order. That might be something. I know a 4-2-3-1, like that's the meta tactic, and you're not a real football manager if you use that, whatever stupid nonsense. But I mean, if we've got the people, like if Harvey Barnes, I know he's on loan right now, but if we can find another player who's particularly gifted in that attacking mid role, I know that Iwobi is our gifted attacking creative midfielder. So I mean, maybe he plugs in, we switch tactics, and he plugs into that position. Yuri Alberto is a corner. Cool. Damn, he's 5'9"? What position does he play? Is he, I assume he's not a center back. He must be a striker or a winger or something. 5'9" is crazy. 5'9" with 18 jumping reach, 18 strength, 18 bravery, and 18 balance, and he's scoring a goal a game is wild. Is this in your Southport save, Mike? Come on, Kenneth. Joachim Anderson. Kenneth Tete. Harry Wilson. Come on. And what is happening? Anthony Robinson is on the ball. Iwobi gets tripped up. Is that inside the box? Come on now. Penalty! I don't know who we have on penalties. That's crazy that Yuri Alberto is only a 12 and a 12. That seems not right, right? But I guess, Harry Wilson, I trust you, my guy. Just in cases. And that's a penalty. Let's go! Come on, Harry. Oh, what a rocket into the top corner. Kelleher had absolutely no shot. Let's frickin' go, boys. Harry Wilson, you beauty. Minimal tech. What? That's crazy. And this is in your Southport save, Mike? So like the save that you won everything with? Or did you end up starting that Pentagon challenge that we talked about last week, or that you mentioned last week? Kevin gets in. Alex Iwobi, let's go finish it. What? Oh, I'm just realizing. I mean, I know that my camera feed has been off, and that's all frustrating and sad and all of that stuff. For those that have joined and are sitting here watching and don't know why my face isn't moving on the camera, it's because my capture card has crapped the bed, I guess. I don't know. It's like every several weeks I turn the camera on, I load OBS, and it decides that joke's on you, I'm not going to work. And I maneuvered around and finagle it and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it works again for several weeks, and then it's off and all of that. So that's why you can't see me, and it looks like I'm shocked. I don't even know what you would call that face. The just face. But if you did not catch the start of the stream, you will have missed the my typical collared shirt, my dress shirt and tie, being covered by this beautiful sweatshirt, celebrating the most kick butt NFL team there ever done was, those New England Patriots. And I'm stoked to watch them in the Super Bowl tomorrow. Watch them get number 7. So it's a shame, because I would have been brandishing this at you all. Well, probably it's better for you all, because I would have been talking about the Patriots all night. 49 goals for Scotland in 52 appearances. That's crazy. That's some like crazy generational Scottish talent. I mean, you have to think in real life. You have to think in real life that guy goes anywhere in Scotland and he never has to pay for anything in his entire life. I mean, you've got to think how many players are coming out of Scotland and just deciding, "Oh, I'm that guy." Probably not a whole lot, right? Yuri Alberto is having another stinker, and it makes me sad. For those that were not around for last week's episode or the week before that, well, yeah, yeah, 2 episodes ago, episode 3 is when we finished. We like went through the transfer window, and then we played a couple of games beyond that. And then episode 4 last week, it was all about just cruising through February and March and having the time of our freaking lives and moving us closer to a potential date with the top 8, top 7, maybe sneaking into some conversation about what am I doing? Some conversation about Europe. But yeah, Yuri Alberto has been phenomenal. I mean, he had 10 goals at the start of this episode. He had 10 goals in 10 games. And now he's gone two games back to back on what, a 6-1 and a 6-2. That's how most people do, like learn the rules of the NFL through playing Madden. I mean, obviously, I grew up in New England. I grew up in New Hampshire, the great white frozen tundra of the North, both in weather and diversity. So you couldn't not be a Patriots fan. And obviously, I'm of the age where I came up during all of the incredible, like, the rise of the Patriots dynasty. So again, it was you couldn't escape it. Not that I wanted to. So yeah, I mean, it was very easy to become a massive fan. Both growing up in it and then also while you were growing up. Ooh, look at that. Liverpool's dropping points to Everton. Boo. I mean, good in this game, but also boo just in real life. Yeah, I mean, I played Madden all the time, and it was great. Robbie Dawson. Oh, that's that U21 guy. It was great because honestly, I treated Madden the way that I went through like the career mode and stuff. I treated Madden much like I do Football Manager, but I did like before I even knew what Football Manager was, or like Championship Manager. I don't know what year they made the switch from Championship Manager to Football Manager. I feel like I've heard it somewhere. The early 2000s, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, I treated it much in the same way, where I was like, this, I'm going to take the worst team and like moneyball the crap out of this and bring them up and have them be spectacular. And yeah, I mean, I got really good at it. Who do I know we haven't signed? All right, so none of these fools are getting signed. Max Dehan. Any of these ones that I might want. Roshan Lashley. He is temperamental. I don't want that. He's a mercenary. I don't want that. We want people in this team that like want to be here. I mean, the question being, is Tom Brady the GOAT? In terms of quarterbacks or in terms of like players, period? Because I think those are two very different things, in my opinion. They did an NFL managing sim game in the late 2000s. Yeah, NFL head coach, I believe. See, when that game came out, I was like, yes, this is everything I've wanted. This is spectacular. And then I played it and I was like, is this really, like, is this actually what I want? No. I mean, it was cool to be able to like be the head coach and call the plays and blah blah blah. All right, Mirza Katovich here is coming in. But at the same time it was like not, I don't know. I feel like I had no interest in like designing playbooks and all of that. It was literally just the general managing. Um and so I didn't really get a whole lot out of it. I mean, even the stuff where it was, if I remember correctly, you could like, you had sway over like seat prices and like what you sold in the snack bar and all of that stuff. And I mean, that's cool and all, but like it wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't like locked in on it like I would get when I was doing, my FIFA zero to hero saves or my like the Madden stuff. God, all these little babies want so much money. 8,000 a week and only a 3.5. You are crazy. Dude, work with me. Yeah, that's what I thought. I, I don't want to bother with that right now. All right, we've got Aston Villa coming. I mean, these next two games are going to be tough. Aston Villa at home, yes, but they're in fifth place, and then we have Arsenal, and that's going to be what it is. We'll get to see all of the spectacular set piece shenanigans that they're able to do. Some more next gen. Yay! Byro Reed, a lot of money. Sorry, can't do that. Vuskovic, Lennon Miller, Udinese. Yes, I was going to say he should be affordable. I feel like there are very few, if any, Japanese players that are just huge. Like this guy. Okay, so this goes back to what we were talking about, the undersized players having like odd statistics for an undersized player, like a 17 heading. That's very like Alexi McAllister. I feel like for Liverpool, I mean, the ball goes into the box, and Alexi McAllister just somehow, he's like the shortest player on the field, and somehow his head ends up on the ball just as much as anybody else's. But I mean, only 5 jumping reach and 3 strength is hilarious. I wonder what it's like to be so stoked to like. I mean, you're a professional athlete, and you're a like even at the non-league level, you're still getting paid for to play this game, and so that in itself is like an achievement and stellar and awesome, and you're like, yeah, I'm kick ass and whatever whatever. And then to be in a video game, super awesome, cool beans. But to then go and like look yourself up and have the local scouts, because that's what I love, or one of the things I love about this game is that it's just like, this is just a community passion project, essentially. All of these, or the vast majority of these scouting reports that go into the base game are just like people that have signed up with SI to like go and scout their local team, and they just accumulate all of those ratings and just throw together scores. But like, you've made you've made the leap into professional sports. You're getting paid for your craft to play a sport, and you come on a football manager and you see that you have a 3 strength. Like, what do they think, that you can't even bench press the bar? Like, what is 3 strength equal to? I want some content creator somewhere to put together, you know, the that'd be a sick video. Honestly, though, like that would be a sick video. And they could do the same thing for like FIFA or FC, I guess now, where they bring they put together a lineup of like 10 or 15 players or whatever, and each of them in game is representative of one level or one level of attribute. So like they've got a person in there who has, you know, 3 strength. They have a person in there who has 4 strength, 5 strength, you know, up to like 20 or whatever. Um and then have them do the thing that they're there, like the bench press or the squat or the leg press, or you know, however they want to measure strength. And then same thing for acceleration or pace or that kind of, like I think that would be a really sick video to watch. Or like, it would have to be a series, I suppose, of videos, but I think that would be really sick to watch. Oh, Drago. I loved playing with him, and I got him for pennies on the dollar in that Sunderland Till I Die save. Back to the chat. Mike says they have some crazy text-based sim games for baseball, out of the park baseball, I think. Those are pretty crazy, but too in-depth for a Greek dude who learned baseball from the MLB the show. Yeah. And I baseball games were one of those it's just one of those sports games that I just could never get into. That and racing. Like I had an F1 game at one point, and then I have always had the show, because I feel like that one is usually the first one that goes on sale. Um, and you know, it's fun for such a short time, because like I don't want to sit there and play through 162 games. That's crazy talk, right? And I would do the like create your or like create your player, or God, what is it, like your career, my career mode. And I could not play any other position but pitcher, not because I care about pitchers more than outfield players, but I just could not sit there for 162 games and field and bat and field and bat. Like it was crazy. So I would always be a pitcher, so I knew that I was only going to play every 5th game at best. And honestly, there were times where I was like, please, can I get hurt so I could just get deeper into the season? Rodrigo Mora. Honest. Honest. He's good. Who's this guy? Franco Mastantuono. I follow um a WhatsApp group, which I think is cool that WhatsApp has all of the groups or whatever. But I follow several WhatsApp groups, but one of them is the Sports Illustrated SIFC. And so it has all like the Sports Illustrated articles on like transfer rumors and stuff, because I can't find a reliable Fabrizio Romano, like an actual WhatsApp. I know that he has one, but I don't think it's something that you can just like join. Queen Yamal. Wonder if we'll ever play with him. You think he's up for loan? But on the Sports Illustrated, the SIFC transfer rumor article, it comes out every day. You can always tell when I very quickly figured out which ones were written, or like which transfer tidbits were written by uh the crazy groups. Like they pull transfer tidbits from a whole bunch of different sources, and there's one particular source, and I'm not gonna, like, not that anybody's watching that has anything to do with those sources or whatever, but like I'm not gonna go and put them on blast, but it it became very clear very quickly to me as I was reading through these when I first joined that group. Um, I would read something and I'd be like, why would they do that? Or like, that's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. There's no way. Like, Franco Mastantuano is super pissed and disappointed at his playing time, and Real Madrid are willing to let him go for 10 million euro or something. And it was like, well, obviously that's not true. And it was every time I would read something like that, I would be like, what? And I'd look down, and it was the exact same one every single time. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I read something absolutely absurd, and I know before I look down at what source they got it from that it is this source. And it's crazy. It's like, seriously, dude. Or dudes or dudettes or people. Like, try, you know? Talking about fake news being American. Like that they are the source of all the fake news in the world. I'm stoked we've had 40 people pop in just an hour. That's happy to have you all. Again, for those that I think there was only like 25 or 30 of you that had popped in last time I talked about this, but there is a good reason. I mean, I guess not a good reason, but there is a reason that my face is not moving, and it looks like, again, I don't even know what you would call that face, like shock or discomfort. I don't know, you tell me what is my frozen face? Like, what emotion is that giving off? Um, but my capture card is on the fritz for absolutely no reason, and our backup goalkeeper has a bruised shin. Poor baby. And so, I mean, I started the stream and I had it up and running for like 14 minutes or something as it counted down into the stream starting, or from the stream starting page scene on OBS. And then I went to go pull my beautiful face up, and it was frozen. And so I'd been sitting on stream for several minutes with absolutely no idea that my face was frozen. And so I had to end the stream and restart it. And I'm glad everybody has since found me again. But that's the reason that you can't see me, because it froze, I don't know, 5-10 minutes into the stream. And I'm not going to stop the stream again for that, because we've got a season to get through. And maybe, just maybe, Europe to qualify for, which would be stellar. Stellar, considering this being a Sir Alex Ferguson challenge. We simulated up to November 6th in the Premier League season in that first year, and we took over the team in second to last place, which happened to be Fulham, hence why we are here. And we're looking to just try to maximize our time here. So obviously I'm not going to be able to put 26 seasons into this. Maybe if, God forbid, they being Sports Interactive, decide to crap the bed again and give us another 2 years of FM26. Maybe then I might have a chance at making it 26 years in save. Doubt that's going to happen. Wouldn't want that to happen, because I think, as I just saw one of Zealand's videos talking about the number of daily users for FM26 when compared to FM24. And I mean, it's like a third. So if they cannot not put out a game, they cannot not put out an FM27. That would be the end of the company. Like, Sega would absolutely just dismantle them and send them on their way. And oh, that's right, Friedel wants to play that stupid outside center back role in a back three, which we're not going to do. So we're just gonna have to beg and plead for his forgiveness, because I'm not gonna do that. We have to remember Alex Iwobi is out. Kearney can come back in, but maybe we give a start to our little man there. Actually, no. Okay, hold on a second. Now bear with me. Bear with me here. What if, and hear me out, what if we just jumped right to our 4231? Let's put Josh King up there. So, I mean, if we're going to give a Wobie a rest for the game, which we promised him he would, or we promised him he'd get a rest because he's just a little baby. We'd had a lot of success with this 4231. Who's this for? Lukic? I will get back to the chat here in a second. Have you be the deep line playmaker, the Suma. Or you can be box to box. And you can both be defensive mids. Yeah. So maybe we do that and we see if we can snag something fancy out of that. Following the San Antonio, Harvey Barnes is lacking. Sure, whatever. Following San Antonio Spurs news just before the trade deadline, and people were saying we will get Giannis for 2 role players, 2 expirings, and a pick. Yeah, right. But can you imagine the scenes? Like, crazier things have happened, a la Luka Doncic. They, like, crazier, more ridiculous things have been done in the dark of night in the for the NBA trade deadline. But can you imagine having Slender Man and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the same on the same court together on the same team? Like, I mean, come on, right? And if you're only again, this is all like nonsensical, but like, and if you were only having to give up 2 role players, 2 expiring contracts, and a pick, that's crazy. There's no way the Bucks would ever do that, unless Giannis, who would never, but unless Giannis was like, I'm never playing in a Bucks uniform again, don't even call me. There's no way they would only get a single pick. I mean, they were, well, the word on the street was what? They were shopping for like minimum 4 first-round picks or something. Yuri Alberto back on the score sheet. Let's go, boys. Harry Wilson finds Yuri Alberto cruising through the 6-yard box, and it is an easy tap in. Harvey Barnes is the setup here. Look at the texture on that ball. Slows it down just enough for Harry Wilson to go, and I believe that he just megged that left back there. And Yuri Alberto sticks a leg in front and is able to poke us home 1-0 over. I don't even want to look at the table, but we are up 1-0. So, okay, surprised is a good term for that. It's like, I feel like it's like the beginning of surprise, like almost like it's not a good surprise. It's not like I just won the lottery or something, or got the, I don't know, the car that I'd been hoping for my 16th birthday or something. It's more just like oh, okay. Oh, Harry Wilson. Was it weird for you, Mike, to be the number 2 commenter in the stream there? Up until just now, up until your standstill frame comment. I know that Ministry was with us, but usually it's just you and me chatting, having a grand old time. And so you're always like, immediately your first response is, Mike, number 1 commenter. And am just now recognizing that you've moved from number 2 to number 1. Even if the Bucks accepted, there's no way the Spurs pay all Wemby, Giannis, Fox, and top 5 picks from the last 2 years max contract. Yeah, I mean it would be we're selling out for the next 2 years to win 2 championships. Ooh. Gives Basuma, goes and takes a crack from 40 out. We're going all in to win 2 championships in the next 2 years, and then it's gonna have to break up, right? I mean, I don't know how the I do know how the Celtics managed to max contract Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It's because everybody else was like, okay, this is really great. So I'm gonna not push for a crap ton of money. Backstick, Morgan Rogers can't get there. And also we shipped out like Kristaps Porzingis, and Al Horford had to leave, and so we're definitely skeleton crewing it, which I think could probably work in especially in a team as resourceful as San Antonio historically has been. Ooh, YouTube is lying to somebody. You're right. It was yeah, Ministry was number 1 because I think they were the very first person to comment. Actually, I can just go up to the top of the stream. Oh no, all right. So you were the first to comment. That's so weird. You both had 1, and then you commented second, first, but you were automatically number 2. I don't know if maybe they consider stuff from the stream that I had to shut down after 3 seconds of filming in order to restart it. For this one, I don't know why they would, but Ministry did chat for a bit in there briefly. So I don't know, but you're number 1. You're always number 1 in my heart, Mike. You're my day 1. I don't know. Have you been in the stream all 5 episodes? I'm sure you have. One of those things where, yeah, I'm sure you have. And even if you haven't, I knew you were there in spirit. I knew you were there. Harvey Barnes up and over the top, finding Kevin. Weird Travella. Harvey Barnes. Ah! A weird Travella to get it up and across the box there. I mean, we are dominating this game. Aston Villa have not shown up. But it's one of those games, where we have done everything right, and but we've still left them an opening. And it's going to be one of those stupid, heartbreaking games where I say, why the hell did that happen? But I have no idea why we were trying to play back to Ogbu there. And this is what I'm talking. Oh, Bird Leno, you absolute beauty, you. That's what I'm talking about, though. That stupid crap where it's like, there's no way in real life that's how I'm treating this game. Just like, as a player, just like lackadaisically passing it back and forth and blah, blah, blah. Like, and then trying to play to the feet of my giant center back while he's in the attacking third. There's no way. And also trying to run backward. Like, no freaking way. No way. Matthias Tell, or you can come play for me. Kenny Tete he's just not been great. And then Castengay hasn't been great either. So we absolutely need a right back in the summer transfer window. Well, all right, let's not go crazy here, Mike. Though I wouldn't say no to that. Let's be very clear. Having your your comments, though they are incredibly valued. Having them lost in a sea of 1,000 viewers, I think, whoa, we are going to have to squeaky bum this. Time wasting, jack that up, slow the pace down, go for set pieces. Let's get back behind the ball. I do appreciate the comment though, Mike. I'm glad that you especially, but just people in general are really appreciating the Marine videos. I love making that series. For those 50 people that are watching or have watched, um, check out the YouTube channel. For those on Twitch, check out the YouTube channel. I do, you know, silly little shorts and all of that stuff, mostly like replay stuff or like highlighting bugs in the game that frustrate the crap out of me. But then the bread and butter of the channel are Let's Play videos. And currently the save that's going on in the channel is a non-league to Premier League save. We started with, or we're playing with Marine AFC. The one save challenge, getting Marine from National League North all the way to winning the Premier League. Maybe if we do it in enough time and there's still enough interest, we take it further. We try to win the Champions League with them. Who knows? Or if we want to pivot and make a new, take a stab at a new save, you know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, Mike seems to enjoy the stream. It's essentially just like a one-on-one for him most weeks. We're 5 weeks into it now. Yuri Alberto is 1 goal from triggering, I assume, a goal scoring clause. But more importantly, we are 34 games in. We have 4 games left in the year. Arsenal away, Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, and Newcastle at home. And we are 2 points away from 8th place, which we've decided, Mike and I, because we are the authority, the decision authorities there on this kind of thing. We've decided that 8th place is going to be Conference League. So again, we have taken Fulham from 19th place, where Burnley currently sit, all the way up to 10th. And it has been spectacular. Your Southport, 1 billion in the bank. Yeah. It's funny that you mention 1 billion in the bank. I think I've talked about it a couple of times here. I have a whole list of save ideas that I, was going to put, or am going to eventually, whether it's this iteration, probably not this iteration, probably I'll save them for FM27, but just like save ideas or like save challenges. And one of them is Mr. Moneybags, and it's how quickly you can put $1 million in the bank, or $1 billion, I should say, in the bank. Not transfer budget, just like straight up $1 billion in the bank, and with that money in there, win a domestic title, or I guess if you're feeling froggy, win a continental title. Obviously, there are tiers to that. Doing it with Man City is significantly different than doing it with, the likes of Fulham, for example. But that, I mean, to do it with Southport, for those that don't know, Mike's been kind of not racing me, because obviously you're playing a lot faster than I am, because I'm filming the non-league to Premier League save. But Mike's Southport team started in National League North, and he worked them up to winning the Premier League a bunch of times. You won, Champions League, and now he's got $1 billion in the bank. So yeah, I would say, Mike, that is, you can officially sign off that save. It would be interesting though to do like what I did with the Sunderland Till I Die save. Like save it and then retire, and then sim ahead 5 years and see if Southport, with $1 billion in the bank, if you've set Southport up for continued domination. Because I know for my Sunderland Till I Die save, I mean, we did it in 2 years, and I would say that we were not lucky. I wouldn't say it was luck, but I mean, we definitely had some really great results come our way. Um, but I simmed ahead 5 years, and it was like it just like disappeared off the face of the planet. Honestly, I don't remember, which is a bummer, but I don't remember if they were still in the Premier League or they'd gotten shifted down to the Championship. But I mean, we still had several of our really great players. I think Karetsis was still in there, um, but it was just like middling, you know, middle of the league, maybe bottom of the league. It was nothing spectacular, which is frustrating because we put together a phenomenal team. All right, Kasper Patulski, 6'5", 17 jumping reach, 14 strength, bravery of 14, heading of 13, marking tackling of 13. He's 18 years old, so he will become homegrown, resolute personality. I will take me some of that if he will have me. I recognize Fulham's not everyone's deal. Incredibly interested though, so that's great. And he only wants 16K, and he wants to be a breakthrough prospect. Sure. And we can get him down in price. Nice. I don't care about all the future transfers. We're trying to transfer into the future. Fools, silly heads. Shh, we're going on the never never. Oh, yikes. Okay, well, we probably overpaid for him. Bummer. Oh, geez. And how well did he do at Liverpool? Karetsis. Money is crazy. You're right. And I assume, I mean, to get a billion in the bank, I assume you sold a bunch. Not in the way that my 13-year-old would mean that, but just you sold just a crap ton of people. Now, getting Gilberto Mora to come to Fulham for only 10 and a half would be special. I mean, I like he's already a Premier League stand. Oh, of course, he's going to PSG. Yeah, that makes sense. So he won't be coming to Fulham because why would he? Ugh, that's I mean, that's so frustrating too to like have those players that are supposed to be stellar or like either because you've read around or just like the statistics on them at a certain age are just obscene, to have them go and sign for like the PSGs, the Liverpools of the world or whatever, instead of coming to sign for you, and at times going there for less money. And I know, much like in America, players like my coaching, I've had players who had the opportunity to do wonderful things playing soccer in college, and they decided to go to the sweatshirt school instead. The sweatshirt school being the one, you buy the sweatshirt from the gift shop and you wear it around school because you're so proud that like, you're going to Yale or whatever, which obviously is something to be very proud of, but giving up on the potential to play soccer in college, something that very few people get to do. Um, giving that up in order to wear a sweatshirt. Um, it's the same. I recognize it's the same deal in terms of world soccer as well. Like everybody wants to say that they're a part of the massive club, but it's so frustrating to like be able to give this person a clear pathway to first team football, and you know that you're going to be great because as a team, because duh, you're playing and you've played this game before and you know that you're really great. um and have them go elsewhere, and then just like Karetzis at Liverpool just sit there and be rotational and do absolutely nothing and end up being a scrub, where if they had come to you, they would have been, the second coming. Isn't this that guy? Wasn't he on Newcastle in FM24? Or he had just signed for Newcastle, or was, I don't know, but yeah, he was like spectacularly fast, and people were signing him and just like putting up videos of him just burning everybody. Another test save. At a determination of 3. Yeah, those ones, those hidden attributes, the variety in the hidden attributes can certainly be something that's like, really? That can't possibly be. I mean, 16 passing, 15 vision, 15 tackling, 15 technique, 14 positioning, but his physicals are trash. Do we want a Finnish player from an Italian club? That's usually a recipe for success, right? A Finn from Italy. And is he playing for Sassuolo? All right, he had 1 sub appearance, 11 assists in, I assume, the U18s or the U20s. Hogsberg here, I'm pretty impressed with. I mean, his mental attributes at 19 years old are pretty stellar. He could play right back for us. I mean, he's not really the right back we're looking for, but he might be somebody that we take a look at, you know. Actually, let's look at contracts. Whose contract is expiring? Just you, Matty Target. And I don't want you because you're a left back and you're old. Okay, cool. So nobody that we want. For Frig's sake. Take the whole list. Oh, geez. I thought I had gone through and did all of my basic trainings. What the heck? What the heck? Always end a game day with team bonding. If y'all, honestly though, if y'all aren't at least doing this in your training schedule, I know it can be tiresome. Um, but at least the day after a game, putting a match review as the very first thing, recovery as the second thing, and then doing just a team bonding or some sort of extracurricular, you are very much missing out on how to game dynamics, FM Dynamics 26. Because I mean, match review does nothing but increase team cohesion. Like it doesn't take any sharpness away. It doesn't take any conditioning away. I mean, it's literally just for team cohesion. I don't know why you wouldn't do that, you know? Though, so Mike, you're saying you had Obafemi Martins in other games with his acceleration and pace at 20. Yeah, obviously that's psychotic, right? But I feel like there are times in this game where I know for a fact that my player is faster than the like my attacker is faster than the defenders that they're running against, and they just like, oh man, I'm gonna get caught. And you're just like, really though? In real life, is that really happening? Right? Like, is that defender really able to? Oh, come on, Harry Wilson out almost for the rest of the season. Cuenca, I don't care about you. Um, like, is that non-league defender with like four positioning really going to be able to get in front of my striker with 15 pace? Probably not, right? Like, come on, that's silly. Game the system here again and say, yes, you're a huge part. This is your pathway to the first team. It'll take you 5 years, but here's your pathway. Dude, I swear to God, Mike, for real though, that honestly, that might be. uh, I mean, I'm not able to like picture all of the gripes I have with this game all in my head right now, but that has to be a top three gripe for me. Easy is the usability of the training screen. I hate, hate with a deep, dark passion of 1,000 suns, hate that they took away the drag and drop from FM24 for FM26. The fact that I have to click on each of these stupid windows, and God forbid I click, I don't know, resistance when I mean to do something else. Now I have to go back in and like, or the wrong day or something. Like FM24 was phenomenal. I could just sit there and I could click on this one thing and it would open up the whole week, and then I could drag and drop within that window. It was phenomenal. And now I feel like in the lead up to this game being released, the whole big thing was like, we're limiting the number of clicks because they, were trying to put this for or shape it for console players and like people that are new and blah 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 blah. Cool. But like, you can't tell me that that training screen is console friendly. You can't tell me that clicking on all of those stupid things makes it easier for a console player to function. That's nonsense. Or if it can, you've changed enough for the stupid console people. Like, and if anybody plays on console here, I'm sorry, but I don't play on console and I'm being selfish right now. If you've already changed enough for the console players, like just give the PC players the training screen. Just please. Please. Just give that back to us. Also, I really hate this isn't top 3. This is just annoying rather than like this really just upsets me. The fact that I have to go through every single player and do this, at least I know that you couldn't like group praise training in FM24, but like I could at least select everybody within a, like I could click on Kevin and scroll down, shift and click on Josh King and have them all be highlighted, and I could come over here and just press the buttons. But now I have to like go through every single player and go over here and click on them and then click on that. Like, again, I thought the whole point was that we're limiting clicks. This is not limiting clicks. This is stupid. You know, Didn't know that Ogbu wasn't developing his weaker foot. Where were we? Ogbu. Gibbs Basuma, stop saying that you're not good. Oh my god. Alvarado, you've been fine. You're at an 8 for training. You are above the 7-7 or the 7-8. And Josh King, I'll give you one just because I like you. You literally couldn't play it on a controller up until recently. No scrolling, no multi. That's funny. That is funny that you couldn't with as much intention as SI put into making it console friendly. That's funny that you couldn't actually play it using the console controller until just recently. I do like when I first started making content, I had only FM content creators as subscriptions and blah blah blah. And I mean, we could go into the stupidity that is the algorithm on YouTube, and like you watch literally one video, one short that's not in line with the rest of your what you take in, and all of a sudden it's this just nonsensical thing where you're watching just AI slop is what that's what the digital head or whatever the CEO of YouTube is calling it, the AI slop that they're cracking down on. But back in the day, started watching FM console content, and it FM or I'm sorry, not FM console content, but FM content creation content. And FM console was one of the channels that I was watching regularly. I don't think he's in. I wouldn't imagine he's in the stream or would even know to watch the highlights of the stream. In terms of quality, I don't know, just like visual appeal, I guess. It's not anything spectacular. Like it's not something that's gonna, set the world on fire. But he does exclusively play Football Manager on console. And I mean, he was just like lighting the game up. And rightly so. And I mean, he's just been not praising the updates, but just like, it's about damn time celebrating finally that they've decided to put the updates in so that console is functional using a controller. But yeah, I mean, it's just like they had so long to put this game together, and there's so much wrong with it. Like I don't know if they were just like building FM25 for so long and they were just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden, you realize you're past the point of no return and there's no possible way that you're going to get this game out. But I can't imagine that they just stopped making FM25 and then decided to make a completely new game. So there had to have been some similarities or just like some carryover that they could have just been like, oh, we've been working on this functionality. Cool. Now we're just going to stick a 26 on it instead of a 25. But they've had so long to work on it, and there's so many things wrong with this game, especially at the start. It felt so much like the FM25 we were supposed to have, where it was just this bug-riddled mess because they were just trying to shove out a game just so they could have a game. And even if it was crap, they were just going to put it out there. I don't know. FM27 needs to be an absolute... Yes, Kevin! Anthony Robinson into Kevin. We are up 1-0 over Arsenal. FM27 has to be just light years ahead of where they are now, which is asking a lot. I recognize that, but like it has to be so much better, or else they're going to be in some deep, deep crap. Because not only did they make us wait for 2 years for this game, but then this game came out and it's an absolute pigsty of a game. FM27 needs to be pretty damn complete and pretty damn spectacular, I feel like, for them to hold on to their bread and butter fan base. Yes, Player X is breaking basketball. Player X is averaging 3 minutes a game, and just happened to have every player around them in their position injured, and so they played 15 minutes and scored 10 points, and now all of a sudden they're the problem in the NBA. All right, we definitely scored too early here. We scored in the second minute with Kevin and Arsenal. We have poked the bear. Arsenal are going to come back, I feel, and just absolutely wallop us. So, I mean, honestly, like, let's pump the brakes here. Let's time waste a bit. Slow the game down. Slow the game down. We can play for set pieces so we can get take some extra time out of this. Regroup. We can get stuck in. How about that? How about that? I mean, that's a dangerous game to play. Stopping crosses so that they don't feed the ball into the box like that, but also now you're allowing them to dribble through you because you're overcommitting. All right, here's the corner kick that we were talking about earlier, and we clear it. Joachim Anderson gets it out. Declan Rice, Zubamendi, Declan Rice, Gabriel, and they have another corner. Okay, yikes. And they don't get it. Okay. I mean, they get it, but we don't have to see it. Let's praise the boys. Again, we are up 1-0. That is pretty special. They can say they came to Arsenal. They sat in front of almost 60,000 people in the Emirates Stadium, and they went up 1-0, only presumably then to lose 15-1. But, you know, who are we to look a goal in the mouth? Am I right? I mean, we have not had a highlight since the second minute. So, yeah, if that should tell you how this game is going to go. Gabriel with a free header and ends up sailing it over. Bern Leno, I think, maybe probably growled at him while he was in the air. The midfield three isn't playing particularly good, but they're doing enough in front of the back line to give us an opportunity. And our second highlight of the first half is here's the halftime highlight. Cool. Gyökeres in real life, if we're talking real life soccer here, football. Gyökeres is coming around here. He had 2 today in that the Arsenal game in the early Saturday game. I mean, he's no Ekitike, of course, but who is nowadays? All right. I mean, the longer we can force this game to be slow, the better for us. I say that and they immediately get a corner. Odegaard goes short. Whoa. William Saliba tries to put it at the near post, doesn't get there. Basically the same tactic you're using now, just play more narrow and instruct the wingers to stay wide. Martinelli is on the ball. Miles Lewis Skelly, Martinelli. Oh, say that 5 times fast. Miles Skelly Martinelli. Miles Skelly Gabriel Martinelli. Miles Lewis Skelly Gabriel Martinelli. Ooh, that's a lot. Yuri Alberto all by himself. He's trying to dribble 3 players. Not going to happen. I mean, we're just if we walk out of this with anything close to a reasonable score, this is going to be crazy. I mean, y'all, hear me out. This could be just like one of those games, you know? Harvey Barnes is on a yellow. Alvarado is a left-footed player. Kevin is right only, but he wants to be that wide forward, right? Put him there. I fully expect us to give a goal up in in this highlight here. So I'm just prolonging the misery of watching us get scored on. So just bear with me. Lukic clears it as far as Zubamendi. Y'all. Yeah. I don't know. It looked like that might have been offside was the call, but like that's crazy. We like headed it back and Gyökeres was like right there. And I don't know if we kicked it off his head or headed it off his face or something. I don't know, but we ended up getting there. Castingay, Lukic into Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Kevin, you absolute psycho. He can do it on the left. He can do it on the right. Kevin in from Sasha Lukic. We were up 2-0 on Arsenal with 20 minutes left in the game. Let's just enjoy this. Sasha Lukic sends Kevin in. Wow. And I looked like David Raya got a hand on it, but the power, the keeping it low, the height of the ball was just too much for poor old David Raya. Oh, I don't know what to do now. I mean, Kevin's on a hat trick, but he's tired. Anthony Robinson is tired, but he's on a 7-4. We could bring in Calvin Bassey. We could bring in Friedel for Anthony Robinson. Do we risk it, though? Am I right? I mean, seriously, though, y'all. Like, I mean, Iwobi's not playing particularly well, but they've done well. Maybe we just tweak some of the team instructions. I don't know. We're up 2. I'm just not gonna touch it. How about that? How about we go? How about we do that? We just don't touch it. We praise the boys and then we watch the game roll out. Perfect. Yes, the match engine was great. I mean, 21 shots, 7 on target. They have a 2.18 XG. And we're about to throw a clean sheet at the Emirates against Arsenal, who are 3rd in the league. Y'all, we are... Oh, I've just seen it, but we'll go to the screen where we can see it big and beautifully. That's upset. That's upsetting right there. Wrexham are in the relegation zone for the championship. That makes me sad. All right, my friends, let's look at it. Let's look at this beautiful, beautiful table. We've got 3 games to go, and we are sitting in 8th place. 8th place. Tasty end of the season ahead of us here. We've got Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, and Newcastle at home. I mean, Newcastle are in 7th. That, y'all, for real though, that could be a mega game. Because right now we are 4 points behind Newcastle. If they drop a single point, that is the decider game to get into 7th, because our goal differential is a +3, theirs is a -3. So even drawn on points, we skip them. That could be a blockbuster game. And we play Bournemouth, who are 16th, and Wolves, who are 15th. Now, I mean, We lost to frickin' Wrexham, who are about to drop out of the championship. But like that, the end of this season could be something out of a movie. They've got Real Madrid. Oh, they've got Real Madrid in the Champions League down 4-1 on aggregate. And then they've got Nottingham Forest and West Ham. Where are Forest and West Ham? All right, West Ham are 9th. And Forest are 17th. So, I mean, we do have the easier run in here. Count their blessings. Cottagers count their blessings. No, we had that game in the bag. Please. I think they're in the final right now. I will go and check that, Mike. Prey's last game, yes, absolutely. He went from a 5-7 to a 7-6, 7-3, 7-4, 8-1. At this point, I can, if given the option to go and congratulate him, praise him on his recent form, I absolutely will. Anthony, your passing was a joy to behold. Kevin, goal-scoring prowess. I'm really pleased with how you played. Absolutely. You have not done a single thing all freaking season, and you just decided to... We've done it. We have avoided relegation from the Premier League. We did have to pay Slavia Praha $2 million for the Ogbu trade or transfer. But it is official. We are not going down. Spectacular. We have stayed up. Good for us. Good for us. Somehow, Arsenal still book a Champions League ticket. All right. What was I looking at? Carabao Cup. Are you kidding me? No, okay, sorry. I was thinking I was mixing our participation in the FA Cup with the Carabao Cup here. I was like, I don't remember Bournemouth being a part of that. But had we been able to somehow finagle our way into a final and play Bournemouth, you gotta like the chances there. But the fact that Bournemouth, who are toward the bottom of the Premier League, took Liverpool to extra time and only lost 3-2, pretty special. So yes, Liverpool won the Carabao Cup, so that should push European spots down a peg, right? And then the FA Cup, I mean, one of the top 4 is going to win that. Shut up. Shut your stupid mouths. You have got to be joking me. What? Wrexham out here having the absolute dream. I swear, if they get relegated to League One and get a Europa League spot, I mean, come on. Come on. What are we talking about here? They have been relegated. So they're going to be in League One, but right now they're in the FA Cup final to play in Europe as a League One team. That's wild. Sheffield Wednesday, 9 points. They have a negative 49 goal differential. Holy Christmas. What is, like... I mean, they're out here losing games. Pretty close, though. And then they start to get silly. 3-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0. They tighten them up again. 4-1, 4-1. 5-0 to Coventry away. Yeah, there was no hope for Sheffield Wednesday at all. Let's get Wrexham. That would be great for the Wrexham documentary. Do you think that they... I mean, obviously they'd have to have another season because they're playing in Europe. But, like... how much of that season, like the documentary season, how much of that season would involve League One gameplay footage? Like none, right? Like they have to just sit there and pretend that that didn't happen. Like they're not actually playing in League One, right? Is that fair to say? I'm stoked. 31 concurrent viewers at some point. 70 views overall. Thank you all for being here. Again, I mean, I don't know, 50 people was when I last talked about this. Um my face isn't moving because my capture card has decided that it's going to crap out. So, yeah, it's not because I don't want to talk to you beautiful people. It's just because it's my capture card has decided that I'm going to be shy today and doesn't want to let me move around the screen. I'm gonna do Hydara. Pretty decent. He's championship at best right now. I mean, he's been a regular in the Bundesliga for a decent Leipzig side. He hasn't played very well this year. Only 4 starts, 9 subs, and 3 sub appearances in the cup. A Mali international in compared to Isbasuma, because he's our CDM right now. And I mean they're equal in age. Izasuma is the better player. I think maybe we hold off on him. And Hogsberg. Well, yeah. I know that they had a League One season already. I'm just saying if they, because like all of the storyline is all about like, oh, they took this team from nothing to now they're playing in the championship and blah 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 blah. For them to for the storyline to be upward trajectory, only to have them come down. But if they made it to Europe in the process of coming down, how much of that following season, the following season of the documentary, how much of that would be highlighting, the League One play versus just like showing the European nights? Because I can't imagine they would be too stoked to show, what, Notts County or I don't know, Barnet, or I don't even know who would be who's in League One right now. I'm just thinking I'm just thinking League One several years in the future because of the non-league to Premier League save. I don't know. Do we want Lucas Hogsberg? Potential Premier League standard. He's 19 years old. I don't know. I think we could probably do a little bit better, maybe. All right, we've got 3 games left. I'm just going to try and rip through these. We've been on stream for 2 hours, so yeah, I think we could probably get through these in the next year. Jeez, I hope so. In the next hour, because I would really love to end the stream just like our things to get done, finish the season and sneak into Europe, question mark. Just like that suggested. I would really love for us to end on a high note, because we certainly didn't end last episode on a high note. Absolutely. I I don't know if they would be able to do that. I don't know if they would even make money on that because they would have to end up paying, whoever licenses that. So it probably in the end wouldn't make them money, but you're right. Ratings wise, I'm sure they would be just an absolute gold mine. Mark Platt, yes, I would love for you to be a recruitment analyst for us. Genuinely. Like if you want to come and recruitly analyze for us, analyze some recruitment stuff for us, I'd be thrilled. I would be thrilled. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think I didn't uh, care as much in FM24 about all of the tactical advice. Where did this person come from? Why am I scouting them? Xerxes facing uncertain future at Man United, just like in real life. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I guess again, it's a sweatshirt school. Back to our previous conversation about uh, kids in America going to specific schools just to wear the name of that school on their sweatshirt. Be like, hey, I'm attached to this school. Look at me. I'm awesome. Um, but I don't know. Like, why would you go to Man United right now? I know that Carrick is doing a phenomenal job, and all the props to him. But ultimately, why would you go there? Right? There's just in the pressure to not suck magnified by the fact that they have sucked and they've gone through what a manager a year or less than every year since Sir Alex left. Like, why would you go into that, especially if you have like a bright future ahead of you? I guess the thought being you just want to be a part of, just in case they turn it around, you would want to say that you were a part of that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Paul Mullen, very quick. I mean, he was the guy. And I remember I watched that first season because my youngest was born, I think, just after or like mid season of the documentary. And so I would stay up with him and, oh, Anthony Robinson's injured. That's no good. I would stay up with him and watch. And I only got like a couple episodes in. But I know that that was like a big storyline. Kevin, you freaking gorgeous human being, you. Um, that he was like nobody would talk about how much he was getting paid because it was like he's getting paid like the entire worth of the club. And then they had their two promotions and or even just honestly, I think it was like what, one promotion, and he was kind of getting phased out of the team. Wants to come off. Ugh. Anthony, why would you do this to me? Bring Friedel on. You can play on the outside. You can be overlapping, just not as a center back, Friedel. Um. So yeah, I mean, but that's understandable though, right? Like this isn't a movie, like you said. It's very unmovie like. It's not like playing a single team save in Football Manager, or even a multi-team save where you kind of pull Joachim Anderson from Sasha Lukic. We're up 2-0 on Bournemouth. Where you pull the same the same people with you up the league table and up the league pyramid. I mean, I've absolutely played saves where I've every time I move a team, I go back and buy at least one of the players from the last team I left, and so I'll end up with a player that I took as like an 18-year-old out of Brazil or something, and now he's like a 31-year-old 6 teams later. But like you can't do that though, right? Unless they're okay being the guy that's like ninth in the depth chart and is getting paid pennies on the dollar. There's no way if Paul Mullen can't cut it at League One, there's no way that they're going to continue to give him money and give him contracts and increase his pay, because you would expect that going from League Two to League One to the Championship to the Premier League, if he's not doing anything, right? And especially as a striker, like your whole paycheck is based on you being able to score goals. And if he's not scoring goals because he's just not good enough, Alex Iwobi gets fed in by Yuri Alberto, and they are checking VAR. Oh, that's a lie. Yuri Alberto absolutely caught Iwobi. I mean, if that's the line, y'all. Okay, I was gonna say he was he was about an entire chunk of colored grass there onside. I'm so stoked that I mean, the place that we're in right now, regardless of whether we make it to Europe or not, is just, I mean, it's stellar, right? And all of it comes down to what we did in the January transfer window as we give up a goal. All of it comes down to what we did in the January transfer window. We got somebody who's going to score goals, Yuri Alberto. We got somebody who's going to stop goals, Ogbu. And we pulled in some wingers. And I guess that kicked Kevin into gear because he was like, crap, I'm going to lose my spot here, because he's been fantastic coming in from the left. Probably has something to do with the fact that we changed him from a winger or an inside forward to a wide forward, and he wants to play as a wide forward, but still, he's been spectacular. So the fact that we even have the ability to say that we're fighting for Europe that's crazy talk, right? Mullen is still on Wrexham's books. They sent him out. Yeah, they sent him out on loans, but like they're not. It's not like, you know, if he's making, what was the rumor that he's making like 11,000 a week or something, or I don't know, so 20,000 a week in League Two or the National League. Just crazy money. And you know, again, you would expect as a player, as your team moves up the pyramid, you're going to get raises commensurate with the place of the team in the league structure, right? Because I mean, he's technically still on the books, but it's not like they're not giving him new contracts going from like 11,000 to 25,000 to 40,000 a week just to then go and send him on loan. That's why I said, like, if you want to be the player who stays with the club all the way through, because that guy from Luton, I forget what his name was, but he's like the only player in league history to be with one team through like 5 promotions or something. I don't know, some crazy number like that. He played so many games for them. And of course, Luton came up and just got absolutely hammered. But like, if you're going to want to be one of those players, there's definitely like a hubris check that has to come with it, where you're just like, yo, I'm just here for the ride. I know I'm not going to play. I know I'm not going to make crazy bank like I did in this first season or 2 or whatever when I was like a meaningful addition to the team. If you want to do that, go for it. Right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with being a hanger-on, as long as you know the score and they know the score, and like that's really what you're there for. Harvey Barnes is on a 6.5, not super great, and I'm really kind of bummed. Yuri Alberto again on a 6.5. Let's give Muniz a run out. We haven't seen him play in, I don't know, an entire half season. That, I mean, that would be obviously Hollywood craziness, right? That would be like MLS comes to the Premier League. That's, I mean, that's what the MLS is doing. They're cleaning up all of the old, used to be supremely talented, unless it's like a Messi or whatever. Um, but like I mean, I remember when the Chicago Fire got Bastian Schweinsteiger, and you're just like, why, right? Or shoot, my mind's blanking, but like think of like the European stars that have gone to the MLS once they hit a certain age. It would be just like that. I did it was FM24, like the first year, I don't know. Lalujo had done a save with East Fife in the Scottish leagues and brought them up, from the very bottom, blah blah blah. And at one point, several seasons in, I think he might have been in the Scottish Premiership at that point, but was just abusing the loan system, or not the loan system, the free agent system, and bringing people in on trial. Justin, don't ruin this, you piece of junk. Oh, all right. Well, that sucks. Yves Basuma, I'm going to take you off. And do what? And do what, Chris? What are you going to do? Maybe put. I'm going to have to change some stuff because this is not a game that we should be losing. And that's incredibly frustrating. I don't want Iwobi up there, you dink. Anyway, so he was abusing, Leluja was abusing the trial system, and Marcelo came up and accepted a trial. It was like a 2-week trial or whatever, and Marcelo like actually played in several of the games for him at Fife, and of course it was as obnoxious as you would think. He didn't end up signing because even at like 36 or 37, he was way too good for the Scottish leagues. But yeah, silly stuff like that where you're just like, that's an FM24 nonsense right there. Justin Clivert, you donkey. All right, can we just freaking hello? Well, now we have to like really up the tempo here. No time wasting. We're gonna drop points in this, and I thought we were done and dusted. I really did. That's crazy that this game just turned on its head so quickly. And we only get 4 minutes of stoppage time, and we just fouled Trufair. Oh, unless we counter, it's stupid game. I swear, you absolute buttheads. Please be out. Oh, thank God. So we're at least going to pull a point from this. But, whoa, my Lanta. What a letdown. What an absolute joke. We just beat Arsenal 2-0, and we can't even beat frickin' Bournemouth. Ugh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. That was not good enough, considering, you know, what we're freaking playing for. Oh, what a joke. That's so stupid. All right, we've got Wolves and Newcastle. So, I mean, we need to beat Wolves. That is a foregone conclusion. So that we can set up the drama against Newcastle. Because unless something changed from the very end screen of that game, we are only now 3 points behind. So Newcastle must have lost. Because at the start of that game, we were 4 points, which makes it even more frustrating that we did not win that game against Bournemouth, because then we would have been 1 point behind and we wouldn't had to have relied necessarily on goal differential and all of that. If we had beaten them, we would have been done and dusted. But stupid us with our stupid faces, giving up stupid points to stupid teams, a la Wrexham, who are going to play in League One next season, but they're probably going to beat Arsenal. Honestly, they're going to beat Arsenal and they're going to win the FA Cup. They're going to play in the Europa League, and we're going to be sitting at home saying that should have been us, because friggin' Football Manager is going to do some stupid nonsense, and we're going to end up like 15th or something. I know it's bad juju to put that out in the universe, but I'm just very upset. All right, Mike, I will see you later. Let's get that European slot. Let's do it. We'll talk about it next week. God, that's so frustrating. And Leno played so well against Arsenal. And then he has just a poop-filled game. Yeah, I'm glad you scored, but could you maybe have played some defense there toward the end of the game? Maybe, just maybe, possibly, potentially, right? Friggity frig, you know? You know? You know? Dom Solanke. I wonder if the goal drought that he ended there is similar to, or the goal that he scored to end that goal drought in game was similar to the way he ended the goal drought last weekend. That crazy scorpion kick. Wow. Okay. Liverpool slapped the crap out of Chelsea 5-1 and won the league. Let's go. All right. Not that we were playing Bassey, but he is out the rest of the season. Cool. Issa Diop scored. I forgot that he was even on our team. Sassy. Future prospect. Sure, you can go on loan. I would love to have Isidre Madir be my scout. Yes, please. You freaking beauty. If anybody's in the chat and they want to throw something into the chat box there, I'd be more than happy to talk about just about anything. I am American, so although I don't want to talk politics, I'll talk about the politics of the World Cup and how nonsensical that stupid crap is. Talk about soccer, football. We can talk about the Super Bowl. Again, if you have just recently joined us and don't know, my capture card has decided to crap the bed. That's why my face is frozen. But if you were able to see me, I would absolutely be flaunting this wonderful New England Patriots sweatshirt that I'm wearing, because Go Pats, am I right? If anybody's got predictions on the big game, throw those up there. In fact, can't I do something? Yeah, let's start a poll. Who's going? I'm not typing this slowly. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Patriots. Sweataddle Seahawks. So put a poll up. I mean, if y'all want to, I don't know who is still watching, but if y'all want to throw a thing in there, be more than happy to engage with that. Though we all know there's only one right answer. Let's be very clear. We do know there is only one right answer, so that better be the one that wins, or else I'm going to be very, very cross with all of you. Do we? I think we probably have enough, right? But let's just keep looking at him just in cases. Mr. Carvalho over here, decent Premier League player already. Ugh, what? They want a crap ton of money for him. Ugh, what? When does your contract end? 2 years. Ugh, yikes. Extremely curious. So they want like 20 million, which is all we've got in transfer budget. Well, that's too much. Let's see if we can make some silly stuff happen, huh? Let's see if we can make some silly things happen. Exchange the player, maybe. Ollie Sanders and Alfie McNally, no. Maybe we send Bowenka out there. He doesn't want to be a member of this squad anymore. I mean, that could be like a like-for-like swap, honestly, though. We'll throw like a little cash their way. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. What? Come on. Don't be that way. Don't be that way. You know you want to. You know you want to participate in this game with me. 30. 50. What are we going to give them, though? 375. 1.5. And then let's give 2.5. 7, 9. 6 mil. I mean, and Bowenka, who's supposed to be 20 mil for him. Come on now. Hector Fort. Do we have any coaching team vacancies? It's just the analysts. Yes, just the analysts. Eddie going to Torquay. All right, we got 2 more games left in the season. We're away to Wolves, and then what could be an absolute stunner of an end to the season here against Newcastle. Crystal Palace, frustratingly, have jumped us, but we are still 3 points behind Newcastle for 7th place. And I mean, technically, we're only 5 away from Chelsea in 5th. So, I mean, we could wildly qualify for Champions League, which would be psychotic. There's no chance in the world that that's happening. But what if it did? We can dream. We can dream. But really, it's ending the season with 2 wins, especially after we just dropped points against freaking Bournemouth. Stupid, nonsensical second half. Let's get through all of these training praises. Alvarado, yes. Good kid, yes. Chida, good for you. Harry Wilson, you're not even, aren't you injured? How are you training right now? Don't you hate it when that happens? When they just decide that, I'm actually going to train, even though both my legs have been snapped off in a freak sprinting accident. Anybody else have weird, what you call it, injuries? Like injury stories or whatever, like injured in a, I don't know, walking out of a club or something. I think I've seen so many of those in FM26 that I didn't see in FM24, where it's just like, what is this? What do you mean? They shattered every bone in their spinal cord putting their shoes on. What? Dino Kaiser going to Bedford. All right. Arsenal will not be taking the Europa League place via the FA Cup this season after qualifying for the Champions League. The place instead will be taken by the next eligible. All right. So 7th place right now is the Conference League. But we're anticipating that 5th place will get Champions League, which will shift everything down, theoretically, right? So 8th should get Conference League. Maybe. But really, we're aiming for that 7th place. Golly. We need to get to the end of the season ASAP, because being 22 mil in the hole is not fun. I don't know about you, but every time my bank account says negative 22 million, I get kind of sad. I won't lie to you. All right, here we go against Wolves. Alvin Bassey is feeling ouchy. Let's go ahead and put, I don't even know who I just put in, Philip Sander. Harry Wilson is now feeling much better and can come in, and I think I'm going to put him in immediately, as he is one of our best attacking options. And frankly, Harvey Barnes hasn't done anything as an outside player. So, yeah. All right. And I think, honestly, we got to swing for the fences here. Ooh, cool. All right. Well, we got one person who got the answer correct. New England Patriots are going to win. Oh, yeah, they are. Absolutely going to win. Hello. All right, there we go. They're absolutely going to win. I mean, am I nervous about Smith and Jigba? Yeah. Uh, I feel like I've been a little gun shy about playing against really fast wide receivers, especially ones that are technically skilled, like Jackson Smith and Jigba is. Um, but I'm hoping, the likes of Christian Gonzalez and, coverage by committee can lock him up to the tune of, one touchdown, 75 yards kind of deal. And then we make the rest of the team beat us. Kevin. Whoa. And then also Kenneth Walker, their running back. We're going to need to show up. Our defensive line is going to need to show up. That is absolutely for sure. But I mean, Sam Darnold has the has the experience over Drake May, obviously because he's been in the league more. But I don't know, just something about Drake May. He's a dude that is willing to just go out there and do his thing and try his damnedest to show up for the team. All right, so who are we looking for? Crystal Palace is beating Brentford. That sucks. And then West Ham is beating Newcastle. Okay, that's big for us. That is a big that's a big score for us. I mean, it helps West Ham jump us, but I mean, if we like we should, and I again say we should win this game, that will put us in phenomenal position for a European freaking A, man. Uh, I just want this to be easy. Burn Leno, even though it's offside, leaps out of the sky and tips that just so it goes wide. I mean, at some point I gotta start demanding more because like this is crazy. We're 35 minutes in. This terrible Wolves team has decided that they're just going to show up today, and we have decided that we're not going to. Like Yuri Alberto and Kevin. Oh my Christmas. Andre, you psycho. Goes top down just over the outstretched hands. Look at this. Takes it with the outside of his boot, sets himself up, and launches up and over Burn Leno and goes top down. Ugh. Ugly, ugly, ugly. All right. Well, no time wasting now. Frickin' frickers. Oh, Lee. What a joke. What a joke. This terrible, crap, stinky team. We're going to play ourselves the last part of the season, these last two games. We've played so well in the lead up to the end of the season. And we had the easier schedule over Newcastle. And Newcastle have done exactly what we wanted them to do and drop points. And we are going to be the ones to screw this up. Oh, our shooting has not been good enough. I desperately need you to freaking show up. Like our whole front four. And I include Iwobi in that front four because he's essentially playing as an attacking mid, as that advanced playmaker. We only have one shot on target. This is disgusting. All right, I got to make some adjustments here tactically because I can't sit here like this for much longer. We're going to move them up. Alex Iwobi, you can go there. In attack, you're definitely going to go there. And I want you to still be that advanced playmaker. Basuma. You can just be my central mid. But Lukic, with your long shot potential. And I guess at some point we put 2 strikers up top. Like this, we cannot drop points here. Like it's imperative that we do not drop points here. All right, we're on the ball finally. I feel like we haven't had a freaking highlight in 100 million years. And we immediately give the ball up, and John Arias is on it. Andre, Tahi Chan, Muller Wolf, Strand Larson into. This game, this freaking game, I swear to God. What an absolute joke. I just wish. All right, Yuri Alberto gets one back for us. I just wish that the game would beat us in like the actual match engine. Like this is not part of. I mean, Jose Sa comes out, tries to clear it, bounces straight off of Yuri Alberto's body, back down to his feet. I mean, that's lucky as all get out. We're now down 2-1, but like it cannot get any uglier than this, right? Like it's crazy. We got to direct the play a little bit more. Be a little bit more balanced through the progression. Whip the crosses in. Let's see what we can do. We've got 20 minutes left in this game. I cannot believe they have gone up 2-1. I mean, I think this is the point now with 15 minutes to go where we have to pull. Sure, Kevin can come off. Alvarado can come on. Who else can we take? Anthony Robinson. It sucks that he's not fit. Harry Wilson. Put Harvey Barnes on, I guess. And then put it down to 1 midfielder. Lukic has not had a great game, so I'm going to put Muniz here. Yuri Alberto is going to stay as the channel forward. Muniz, you are going to poacher. Sure, you can be a poacher. Muniz right up here. Except you're going to split out wide, I think. Neves Basuma in attack and in defense. You can just be my guy in the back. I mean, we're going all out. Like there is no other way around it. We do have one more sub that we theoretically can make. But I mean, who do I trust to be out there? Maybe Tete, because Castinguay hasn't done anything. I trust you to make an impact. We're making all 5 subs. This is crazy. And the fact that we're scrapping for a point here against Wolves is bonkers. We get a highlight, and we're going to win it. Alvarado chips up to Yuri Alberto. Oh, Yves Bissouma, Harvey Barnes. Oh, come on, you freaking freakers. Ogbu. All right, we found Alvarado. Yuri Alberto, let's go! Alvarado. What up? Yes, please. Now can we have another? Like, I'm going to keep everything exactly the same. Like, a win is a necessity. Yuri Alberto bails us out. Alvarado helps in the best way he can. We've got 5 minutes, maybe. All right, we have another highlight. 4 minutes of stoppage time are about to start. So this is a legitimate highlight. Not one of the stupid, here's the end of the game. Let me show you that. Harvey Barnes, Kenny Tete. Why are they playing on top of each other? Get up the freaking field, please. What is Jose Sa doing? Are you kidding me? Have we just stolen this game? Oh my god. All right. So okay, so we don't need everybody and their grandmother up there anymore. And of course our strikers, Yuri Alberto can play left back apparently, because of course he can. Iwobi. You're going to play there. I don't need you to be an attacking playmaker, though. You just be a central midfielder. Bissouma. I mean, I don't need you to be a box-to-box either. You're just going to be a defensive midfielder. Defensively, we're going to sit you two down a little bit. Team instructions. Yeah, okay. Tempo. Slow it down. Standard. Huge time wasting. Slow the pace down. Play. Keep the ball. Or I'm sorry. Play for set pieces. Mid block. Standard. Regroup. All right, let's freaking see this out. Let's see the highlight. Yves Bissouma, Rodrigo Muniz. I mean, look at Sa. What does he do? Like, he's sitting on the cross, but we have one. Yuri Alberto is 1v4, 1v5 in the center of the box. And Jose Sa just gives up his near post like that. That's crazy. And we have stormed back to take those points. Newcastle also won, so they are now up to 6th place. I really wish West Ham had held on there, but it doesn't matter because we are now 3 points from Newcastle sitting in 6th. Aston Villa are ahead of us, and I think I just saw Crystal Palace ahead of us. So this is about to get spicy. If that last game wasn't spicy enough. I'm going to give the boys a rest. I have not done a great job of that. Not that they're necessarily in a whole bunch of pain. But I think they deserve, say, a 3-day rest. Yeah, I mean, Yuri Alberto scored 2 goals, but it wasn't without Muniz there to bury us home to take that dub. Rodrigo Muniz has not played any this season since we picked up Yuri Alberto, but he came up massively in that last game. And now we go into the final game of the season. Oh, baby. final game of the season, playing Newcastle for the at home for the opportunity to play in Europe. Wow. Do some of the silly background stuff. Gets his goal bonus 350k. All right, so Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Okay, Crystal Palace play Arsenal at home, and Aston Villa play Man City after the Europa League. What is this? Europa League final. Okay. Well, it may be a moot point if Aston Villa beat City. Because if they win the Europa League final, they'll be in the Champions League. So even if they stay in 7th, that's going to add an additional Champions League spot. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We need to beat Newcastle. We have the easier, if that's what you want to call it, easier of the ties. Because Aston Villa play City after playing for the Europa League final, and Crystal Palace play Arsenal. So we're playing 6th place Newcastle. And with our goal differential of a +4 and Newcastle's of a -5? -5. If we win, we jump them based on goal differential. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy cupcakes. Or I should say quasi cupcakes. Bonus points to you if you can spot that reference. They might well be interested in him, but there's no freaking way that I'm making that signing or that sale. I wouldn't say reluctance is the word. Like I wouldn't use reluctance as the word. It just a flat out refusal to see Robinson leave. Love Arov. Keep an eye on Love there. I hate when they're like, their form deserves recognition, and you go into their form and it's like a 6-4. What am I recognizing? That it was not up to par? Like I don't think that's actually what they want me to highlight, you know? All right, Patrick Montgomery. Yes, you can be a recruitment analyst for us. Please and thank you. Yes, you are an outstanding sports scientist. God, Southampton are just getting pillaged here. Gave him a teeny tiny raise. I fully expect Southampton to give him that money as well. All right, so we are now rolling into this last game of the season at home against Newcastle. Spinazzola with plantar fasciitis. Or send a specialist. I'm not using you anyway. Mr. Zivikovic over here being toasty. I mean, I'm not going to spend $20 million on it, no. Ugh, I don't want to do that. Typically I do, but I don't want to do that today. I just want to get through this game win it, because let's be clear, we're going to win this game, and then see ourselves into Europe. Appreciate everyone stopping by today. I mean, to have 81 people in the stream, just or to watch the stream, is great, but to have 81 people in the stream, awesome. And then also, I don't know what, 27 people sitting here watching right now is great. And I think we peaked at 38. So welcome, you 27 hooligans, you. If you don't know, this is a Sir Alex Ferguson. If you haven't been reading the all of the posts, this is a Sir Alex Ferguson. Can't play Harvey Barnes against his parent club. This is a Sir Alex Ferguson save where we've taken over Fulham because on November 6th they were second to last in the league, and we're just seeing how far we can make it before FM27 rolls around, and hoping that it can be a good amount, right? And we can do some great things here. We're on the precipice right now of qualifying for Europe after taking over Fulham on November 6th when they were second to last. And we struggled, much like you would expect. I think the first 2 episodes of the series, if you haven't gone back and watched them, yes, they're, like any live stream, they're 3 hours long. But I mean, we started off really rocky, like you would expect, and then we got to the January transfer window, and thank goodness for Saudi Arabia, because they paid, what was it, like $56 million for Emile Smith-Rowe, and we immediately turned that $56 million into a stellar transfer window that has seen us take those players and rocket, like literally strap ourselves to an Acme rocket from the Looney Tunes, rocket up the Premier League table. And we are now currently battling Newcastle for Europa League, Conference League. Goncalo Ramos went to Newcastle. We had tried to sign him on loan from PSG in the summer transfer window. We ended up getting Yuri Alberto, which I think, all things considered, has turned out pretty darn well. Anthony Elanga puts Newcastle up thanks to Jacob Ramsey's square ball into the box. I don't want to watch that. We're 22 minutes into the game and we are down 1-0, which does absolutely nothing for us except Citizen 9th. Brig. Yiz Basuma wins the ball, though, kind of lackadaisically passed to him. Kevin up, trying to find Yuri Alberto. Why, though? Why? Just play. Jacob Ramsey dribbling into the box and just skies it over Bernd Leno in goal. I'm going to make sure my instructions are what they should be, because we're playing a little more aggressively than we currently are. And we certainly weren't. Have we had a highlight? No, because we just keep launching the ball forward. Like, we're not even playing, like, I just looked at the tactics. Like, we're not playing a particularly direct game. Joelinton in, Anthony Elanga. We are down 2-0. We are literally crapping away our chance to do something spectacular and make it to Europe. This is what in the freaking hell is happening? All right, we have a corner kick here. Lukic is going to drop it in, trying to find Joachim Anderson. Yuri Alberto just takes a pot shot and knocks it right off of Anthony Alonga's face. Joachim Anderson gives Basuma out to Castingay. Harry Wilson is going to beat his man into the line, and then a corner for us. We got to score one here in the first half. Joachim Anderson with the free header, and he puts it over the bar. Oh, that is not how we wanted that corner kick to go. Sven Botman up to Anthony Gordon, Goncalo Ramos. I really am. I mean, I know that we got Yuri Alberto, but if we could have had Yuri Alberto and Goncalo Ramos, Yuri with a purchase, Goncalo with on loan, to have that as a 1-2 striker punch would have been stellar. Joachim Anderson heads it out. I mean, in the second half, we're going to have to change some things because their 4-3-3 is just ripping our 4-3-3 apart. Kevin is just like decided not to show up today, and I don't understand why. I literally don't. And Alex Iwobi is on a 609. Hello? All right. I say we do a little finagling. Because who doesn't like when people finagle? Gives Basuma. Sure. Yep. You can do that. Lukic can be a deep line playmaker. Defense. Y'all are both going to sit as defensive mids. Oh, this is so bull crap, you know? Harry Wilson, you can be an attacking mid. Across the board. Team instructions, I mean, more direct. And it's frustrating because, like, I mean, we can, sure, play more aggressive and all of that, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, Newcastle are a very talented team, so it won't really matter what we do in terms of tactics to, like, really press them because they're a great team and they're just going to eat that probably for the most part, especially with their midfield of Gimaresh and Jolinton. And we can't even find a freaking wing. Anthony Gordon just kind of slides in, and we are so lucky not to be down 3-0. Holy Christmas. I mean, we got to go all out attacking. We've got to close the gap. We're sitting in 9th right now. 1 point behind Aston Villa. 2 points behind Crystal Palace. I mean, what are the scores here? All right, Aston Villa are losing, and Crystal Palace are drawn with Arsenal. We're at home right now and getting our lunch handed to us. What the Christmas? Timothy Castingay tries to find Alvarado. We literally can't control. This is nonsense. It's like we've never crossed a ball ever. Anthony Gordon is off. All right, well, I think we have to go to our stupidness, where I bring in Rodrigo Muniz, put him up top. You were playing over there? And I had you as a poach. No, you were over here. That's silly of me. You were Poacher. Yuri Alberto, you were playing as a channel forward. I think I'm just going to have you as a center forward. And Muniz, I had you as a splitting forward. Gives Basuma, I just had you playing straight in the center. Give you that free roll, that Mazzala roll there, Wilson. Yeah, there's nothing else. Like, there's no people on the bench that might be able to help us. We have no help. Joachim Anderson has just decided to take a giant dump on the game today. A 6.38. Thank you. He's offside. Let's move on, please. 2-0. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't care. I just want to see us do something for once. This is now the second game in a row we've gone down 2 goals. Hit the Adama Traore. Let's go. Rodrigo Muniz. We immediately respond. Muniz, super sub. This is now the second game in a row he's come in as that second striker, that poacher, and done some crazy stuff. Muniz, I mean, the turf monster got Muniz there. I don't know if I don't know if that ball like hit off his head or his body or what. But the fact that he has gotten that assist is pretty crazy. Come on, give me something else to cheer about, because Crystal Palace and Arsenal are still drawn. All right, another highlight. Let's take the ball back. Goncalo Ramos, no. Anthony Gordon, no. Joe Willock, no. Ito, Guimaraes, Ramsey, Guimaraes, Joe Willock, Goncalo Ramos. Oh, geez, Louise. Bren Leno had to make a save on that. It's a corner. Give me just another highlight, please. Yizbasuma, Alvarado, cuts inside, can't dribble past Guimaraes. And Joe Willock is released. Anthony Gordon, Adama Traore using the speed. Kenny Tete drives right back into everybody. Muniz inside. Harry Wilson. No, come on, give it to us, please, please, please. I'm just begging. Just give me the goal, please. Just give me the goal. That's all I'm asking. You son of a crackerjack. Has anyone ever won a VAR check? Like, honestly, has anyone ever won a VAR check? I don't know, y'all. That ball was already halfway to him when they showed us that line, and it felt like he was onside anyway. All right, here's another highlight. Hopefully this is a highlight where we take the ball from them and then move up the field. Joe Willock, Guimaraes, Willock. All right, put the ball down, Bren Leno, play it in, and give us the highlight. No. 4 extra minutes. Come on, please, 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 please. Do me a solid. Give me a highlight, please. And we're not going to get a freaking highlight. Oh, that is so upsetting. That is so upsetting. We finish in 9th place after all of that. So deflating. Oh my Lord. That is so deflating. Well, we received $31 million for staying up. So now we have a $4 million surplus. That sucks, man. That's a crazy game. Brighton and United 5-5. All right. Well, golly. Well, I'm gonna. And if we hadn't lost that stupid Bournemouth game, that's 2 points dropped. That 2 points, 54 points, would have seen us into seventh. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. All right. Well, let's see what transfer they want to send us on, or they want to offer us. Oh, Montgomery. Yes, I want that. All right. Now, Bordaset's initial budget. We stayed up. We made it to 9th place. I need us to have some legitimate life-changing money. I need 50 million. 45. Yes, let's go. The board have given us $66 million. Wow, in transfer budget, 200K in wages. Let's freaking go. We might not have any money in the bank right now, but we've got all the money in our transfer budget. We could go as high as 92 million or have 4.4 million in payroll. That's great. That is great news for us. All right, well, you can't see my beautiful face, so there's no point in me going to the chatting screen to end this. So I will just say thank you all so very much for joining us. We have finished our first season here with Fulham in the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge live stream. I will be back next Saturday to work us through the transfer window and hopefully spend the $66 million plus, because we're definitely going to be selling people, to bring in some great players and damn it, make it to Europe next year, because we should have done it this year and we didn't, and it's sad faces all around. So thank you all very much for being here, and tune in next week, and don't forget to watch the non-league to legend series on the YouTube channel. If you're on Twitch, find me on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, just click my little logo button thing and pop over there. Also, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I have had 82 of you in here, and there's 26 currently sitting here. I guarantee you all 26, all 82 of you that have watched this are not subscribed. We're sitting at, I think, 115 in terms of subscribers right now. Let's get that up. Let's give Mike what he wants, and that's to get drowned out, have his comments drowned out by 1,000 viewers and subscribers and all of that. So appreciate it, and I will see y'all next week.